Hello my lovelies, I hope you're all doing really well. Today we are talking winter capsule wardrobes and I'm going to share my winter capsule with you. I know I say this kind of often, but I am super excited about this season's capsule wardrobe, and one of the big reasons for that is you can kind of see it here. I have gone for a quite light capsule wardrobe this time around. I do tend to stay with the neutrals. As you can see, I do try to have somewhat of a color palette, and this year I have gone for a lot of winter whites. Don't worry, I do also have darker colors because an all-white wardrobe would be somewhat impractical. I've just gone in a slightly different direction than my typical much darker capsule wardrobe that I have for autumn and winter, and it's just making me very excited to get dressed. I have 18 pieces on this rail, I think it's 18, and then I will also touch a little bit on accessories at the end. But shall we just get started on the tops? As per usual, I have basic t-shirts. I have the ones I have in every single capsule wardrobe pretty much, and the two t-shirts that I really like are the Arcat Heavyweight and the COS Clean Cut. They are my favorite t-shirts. Primarily they do have just a really beautiful quality and they drape really well. They just hang better on the body, I think. And then I also have some lighter long sleeve layering tops. I have this one. This is a new one from Arcat. It's a lyocell blend top, and although this is on the lighter side, as you can probably see, it's still something I keep in my winter capsule wardrobe because it's beautiful to layer under a lot of the other pieces I have, so I still keep it. But when I am inside and the fire is going, this is actually something I can wear on its own as well, so they do get a surprising amount of wear for winter. Another piece that is typically in my winter capsule wardrobe, and it is this year as well, is a turtleneck jumper. This is very basic. It is in merino wool, so it's super nice and warm. It is fairly old at this point, so it's not sold anymore, but plenty of stores do something similar. Obviously, I just think a turtleneck is such a chic piece and it pairs with everything else here, as is the ideal goal for a capsule wardrobe. You want all the tops to work with all the bottoms, and I really like this one. It's a light, fine knit, so it's not too heavy. I definitely focus during winter on having a variety of knit weights, so it's not all just chunky knitwear. Now, moving into my favorite knitwear pieces in this capsule wardrobe, and I love knitwear, so it's saying a lot. I was very kindly sent a few pieces from Lily Silk to share with you in this video, and I'm gonna be honest, I have shown most of these pieces previously because I have not been able to stop wearing them since I got them in the mail. They are such beautiful quality and they just feel so nice on the skin, and especially as we are talking about capsule wardrobes, the whole point of them is to choose quality over quantity. These are pieces that are going to see a lot of wear, and ideally you want them to last a long time. I know in my capsule wardrobes I prefer to, and you see that a lot as well, that some of the pieces stay year after year, which I think is ideal for a capsule wardrobe. You want to buy something and not have to repurchase an entire new wardrobe every single season. That is obviously never the point of these videos, to encourage that. And when it comes to pieces that are higher quality, they do cost a little bit more. My personal preference is always to just, if I can only add one new piece in a certain category every single year, I do that, and then slowly you are building up a very beautiful collection of high quality clothes. And as long as you focus on getting something in a classic color that you know you will wear, and in a cut that is timeless enough to stand the test of time, and not something that is super trendy so you don't want to wear it anyways next year, I think it is just so much better to invest in one really good piece every new season rather than a handful that you are not going to keep for more than those a few months anyways. And obviously Lily Silk has definitely a focus on very timeless and classic pieces. Everything here will look just as good for many years to come, and Lily Silk also has a great offer on now for a Black Friday, so now is definitely a great time to update your wardrobe with some high quality basics or give someone an incredible gift. So you can use my discount code SandraLS20 or SandraLS25 $4.95 depending on whether your order is above or below $4.80, and you will have a discount on the entire thing. Let me show you two of the knitwear pieces first, and I did already mention this. I think especially for winter I really focus on having a variety of knitwear. I don't want to have only very light or only very chunky knitwear. Variety and diversity is definitely where it's at. So let me start with this light one. I have already shown this in a couple of videos. I have worn it so much already. And as always, don't store your knitwear on a hanger like this. Fold it. I only have it on a hanger for the video. But this is their baby cashmere crew neck jumper. Comes in a few different colors, but I love this natural white. As you can see, I have a lot of it in this capsule wardrobe. This is just about the softest thing I think I have in my wardrobe at this moment. It's really, really light, but because it is 100% cashmere, it still is really nice and warm. Not overly so. Obviously, it just is that perfect light layering piece. And for my capsule wardrobes, I always try to focus on having natural materials. And I've said this before, cashmere is something I have never regretted investing in. Cashmere is just something that is going to wear much better for longer, and it's just a much better investment into your wardrobe. This one comes in a few different colors, but as you can tell from my entire winter capsule wardrobe, I am obsessed with the natural white at the moment. So this is just such a fantastic piece. It's very light, so it's great for those days where you don't want anything too chunky or heavy. It's really, really versatile. It's a classic regular fit, not too oversized, not too slim fit. I would wear this to work as well as lounging at home. So definitely a solid investment into my wardrobe. The other knit piece I got from Lily Silk is this beautiful cropped wool and cashmere blend cardigan. I am really obsessed with this. I've worn it in a handful of videos already. I think it is such a beautiful piece. The merino wool is adding a lot of warmth and just giving it a little bit more durability, whereas it's still super, super soft because of the cashmere. And I think the design of this is just perfection. It has enough interest to not be too plain or basic. It's still kind of standing out on its own, but it's not too over the top. Obviously, it is a cardigan, so you can layer it over things. I always try to do that for winter. You want to have layering options depending on the weather. But I've worn this a lot on its own, just as a regular V-neck jumper. It is definitely soft enough to do that. It is just the most comfortable and luxurious feeling against the skin. It is obviously the most luxurious kind of loungewear piece that would just be a fantastic option really for lounging at home, and especially now over the holidays when we have a lot of lazy mornings. But I also think this is just fantastic for casual outfits. You could even layer this over dresses, but I have worn it a lot with jeans. I just think it is such a beautiful combination. It's a really, really beautiful quality. I cannot recommend this enough. It is definitely one of my new go-tos. I wear it a ton. And finally, for knitwear, I have something properly chunky. So you can see I have lighter knits, medium weight knit, and then I have this, which is super, super chunky, very, very warm. This is, I think, 98% wool and 2% polyamide, something like that. And I feel like when you think Scandinavian winter, this type of item typically occurs in many people's minds, I think, and for good reason, because obviously it's very warm, it's very cozy, and although this is wool, it's still really nice and soft. I wouldn't be worried about wearing this on bare skin, but I really like the design of this as well, and I just want to show you these sort of braided details here. It's just giving the jumper a little bit extra, and I haven't really included sort of party wear in this capsule wardrobe. I considered it, and then I felt like you almost could justify a separate party wear capsule wardrobe, a much smaller one obviously, but I just felt it became a little bit too big trying to include the two into one. However, I did want to mention that these kinds of pieces I think are fantastic if you do also have a few extra dresses this time of year. They can often be quite expensive and then they don't really see enough wear, I think, and layering a jumper like this over is an excellent way of getting that cost per wear on our more fancy items down as well. Whereas for all these basics, we typically get so much wear out of them that it's much easier to justify a high cost. I do have one more top that I wanted to share, and this is also an old piece, so it's no longer sold. I had this in my autumn capsule wardrobe as well, and it is this silk shirt. I think that is something that is beautiful. Obviously a regular cotton button-up shirt is quite common to have in a capsule wardrobe, but I have just been gravitating towards the silk versions recently. I think that although they're a little bit more dressy, they're still really, really versatile. They go for work, but they're also a really beautiful way of just dressing up the other pieces in the capsule wardrobe. So this one is no longer sold, unfortunately, which is the case often when it comes to my capsule wardrobes, because I do buy things for it with the intention that it's going to stay for a very long time, obviously. So this is one of those pieces, but a silk shirt in a neutral color. If I were to buy a new one today, maybe I would go for brown, but you can't go wrong with a classic sort of white or beige, even black. Now, I have 5 bottoms, so let me show you those. First of all, let's start with something a little bit more casual. I have 2 pairs of jeans, and I have decided to go for a wide leg in both of these, simply because it's something I have been wearing a lot more recently. And I think instead of convincing myself that, oh, I should have a straight leg because that seems more basic and more versatile, instead of trying to make up these rules, I am just going to pick what I actually choose when I try to pare down my wardrobe. These are fairly new, both of these actually are. I have updated my jeans wardrobe a little bit recently, and these are from COS, and these are in that dark blue. It's a little bit more, can we say, trendy, but I also just think that darker wash denim is a fantastic option for the colder months, and I think it's just so obvious when we are putting together outfits consisting of basics. It's just one of the easiest ways to transition an outfit and make it feel a little bit more appropriate for the season. I especially love these, and both of these really, because they have that perfect, they follow the shape of my hip, and then at the right point they kind of go straight down. So even though it is a wide leg, they feel almost easier to style because they're not overly baggy, and they're especially not overly baggy in the hips, which I think is a much more difficult silhouette to style. And then I have something similar, but this is from Arket. This is the, I think it's called a lupine something jean. I will link all the items, obviously. But this one also has that nice waist to hip fitted ratio, and then it goes straight down. And I think what is so good about these is if you're a little bit shorter, as I am, then that is just the most elongating way to wear wide leg jeans, which is why I love it so much. These are in black, and they are my only black trousers, but you know I love to have the option of wearing monochromatic outfits. So having a couple of black tops and a pair of black jeans makes that a possibility for me, which is definitely what I love to do. So both of those jeans, they're fantastic, and jeans is something I just wear a lot anyway, so it had to make my capsule wardrobe, and I didn't want to choose one color only. Now, I also have tailored trousers, and let me show you my favorite, which is another item from Lily Silk, and it is this pair of wool and silk blend trousers. They are amazing, and I obviously love a pair of tailored wool trousers now for winter. I don't just mean because it's obviously warmer, which is ideal now, but it also just is a little bit more, you can tell in the drape of the fabric when the fabric is a little bit more heavier weight. I think it just looks so much more appropriate for the season. And these are, again, as with all the items I have gotten from Lily Silk, just a fantastic quality. And one thing that I saw when I looked at these online, which I thought was genius, is that you can, for an extra $20, you can have these perfectly fitted to you. So you can put in your own measurements. I know I cannot be the only one who has looked online at the sizing chart and seen that I am between 2 sizes, so I need to choose the bigger one, and then it's too big somewhere else. And I just think it is the best idea to start actually, what would you call it, personalize it, getting the exact measurements of someone. I think that was an absolute steal. Other than that, I just love these. They are so classic. I think they're called the medium rise business trouser, but again, I will link everything down below. And this is obviously something super, super classic that I know I will wear for years and years and years to come. Then I have another pair of tailored trousers, and I was kind of debating whether I should add in a black pair, but since I have the black jeans, I thought, you know what, I can get by with the brown one that I have here, and I had this in my autumn capsule wardrobe as well. I have worn this a lot. It's a great color. I've been really into brown, for anyone who's been on my channel for a hot little minute. So these are just staying from my autumn capsule wardrobe and carrying over to my winter capsule. I do that quite a lot. I think it's natural that we have transitional seasons and things kind of stay and rotate. You don't necessarily need to start from scratch with every single new season. I think it works so well with all of the lighter tones that I have in my capsule wardrobe. But these are not wool, so they're not quite as warm. So I'm very excited to have added something in wool to keep wearing this silhouette, but just stay a little bit more warm. I would technically probably add these in wool as well. If I found a really good pair, that would probably be the only update I would make into a winter capsule wardrobe if I were to switch these out. Now, the final bottom I have is a skirt, midi, maxi, mid-axi maybe. This is a fairly new purchase as well. I show this in my Arquette haul. This is a beautiful skirt that I have very quickly become very fond of. It's a beautiful quality, it's an 100% wool, and as you can probably tell from this entire capsule wardrobe, it's as much as possible focused on natural materials, high quality fabrics, and just the best quality clothing that I can put into this capsule wardrobe. This one is so comfortable as well. As you can tell, it's because it's knit, it's super stretchy, and you can see the chunky knit of it means you have kind of these vertical stripes, and I think that is just giving the piece a little bit of extra interest as well. It's just making it a little bit more special in a way, and one of my favorite ways of wearing this is as a second option for an all white outfit with this natural white jumper as well. I just think they work so well together. You can layer on a contrasting outerwear piece if you want to add a little bit more warmth or a little bit more season appropriate dark clothing into the outfit, or you can layer it with something light, and I just think it is the chicest way of putting together an outfit. The silhouette of this jumper and the skirt is giving kind of a little bit of a jumper dress silhouette. Now, I am very happy that I can pair this with a lighter colored top as well to have the silhouette of a jumper dress, because a jumper dress is something I typically always put into my winter capsule wardrobes. I really love wearing dresses, but it's not the easiest for winter. They really need to be the right silhouette, the right material, the right warmth, which is typically 100% wool. Anything else is just going to be really sort of clammy and not super comfortable. So I have included one other jumper dress as well, and this is the grey one. If you've been on my channel and seen some of my fall or winter capsule wardrobes previously, I'm sure you will recognize this. I have worn this for a few years. It's quite old, so it's not sold anymore. It is from And Other Stories, but it is in 100% wool. It's a piece that I have worn so much. It's just really comfortable, and it's a wider fit as well. So whereas I can get more of that slim fit with the skirt and the top, I do also have this option for a wider fit. And then I also quite like to layer a belt over it to have a little bit more definition. So it's definitely versatile, but I do have more jumper dresses on my shopping list, wish list. Sort of that is an area of this capsule wardrobe that I might actually add. But let's take a look at the outerwear pieces, which is obviously such a key part of a winter capsule wardrobe. Let me show you the final Lily Silk piece I have, and that is, of course, you know me, it is a blazer, and this is probably the nicest blazer I own at this point. It is so beautiful. This is 95% wool and 5% silk, and the lining is also silk. It is just a beautiful quality. I love all the details on this blazer. It is so well made, and I really love having a blazer in pretty much all of my capsule wardrobes. And although this is a little bit lighter because it is in wool, it still works really well for winter. One of my favorite things about this blazer is how it feels on the body. It is in a beautiful soft material. The quality of the fabric is really nice, and the fit of it is also really good. I bought this in a size US 6 to get that slightly more roomy, oversized fit, but it still works really well. It's not too slim fit, it's not too oversized, it has a really versatile regular fit. I still think the structure of the blazer is so good that it just hangs beautifully even if you do size up. This looks so good with the skirt. It looks good obviously with the trousers because they do belong together if you want to go for that sort of a suit option. But this also looks fantastic with the jeans, and here you can say what I said about the jeans being fitted waist to hip, how it really works with a more oversized top, but also a layering piece, just because the proportions still really work, I think, and you have a more balanced outfit. I do love a blazer and jean combination. It also works really well with the brown tailored trousers for a more of a deconstructed suit. It's such a great piece, and as I mentioned previously about layering these over sort of holiday pieces as well, you cannot go wrong with this. It's so chic. I think a white blazer, one of the most chic items I have in my wardrobe for sure. It's just such a fantastic way to instantly dress up an outfit. It's such a good piece, as are all the pieces, so thank you so much to Lily Silk for sending these over. I am beyond impressed with the quality of these. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be the last Lily Silk I have in my wardrobe. Just so beautiful. The feel of these as well. I say this a lot. The older I get, the more picky I become with what clothes I put on my body, not just what they look like, but how they actually feel. I will link all the items I got from Lily Silk, and don't forget to use my code. I will put it on the screen and down in the description box as well. And if you get any of their pieces, I would love to hear what you think about them, so do send me a DM or leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear and chat. The next layering piece I have is also short. The other two are long because I tend to wear that a lot for winter. But I did buy a cropped jacket for my autumn capsule wardrobe from And Other Stories, and I have worn that piece to death. I love it so much. It has featured in nearly every video since I bought it, so I felt like I could justify getting another one in my other favorite color, brown. And this one is from COS. You can see this is quite light. It's not lined, so it's that double-faced wool, which I think is beautiful. It's a very luxurious finish as well, and it's such a cool piece. And I think it's going to go really well with the lighter pieces and the darker pieces in this capsule wardrobe. And I just love having some of these trendy colors, because even though they're not super colorful, it just makes me feel like I'm a little bit more on trend. Even though capsule wardrobes definitely aren't about that, it's still something that I think is fun to play around with. And because brown is a neutral, it's still going to be really relevant next year as well. It's not something that is going to look too outdated to put into a capsule wardrobe. Now, another very obvious item for a winter capsule wardrobe, especially up here in Scandinavia, is a wool coat. And this is another one of these areas where I am kind of working out a little bit what I want to put into my capsule wardrobe. I feel like I haven't quite settled, but I have just included what I had last year, and this one I didn't actually buy. This is something that I have made. I think I shared that on the channel last year as well, but this is 100% wool, so it's super warm. Not something I could wear today because it's genuinely a little bit too warm, which is why I see that there is room for a little bit more in this capsule wardrobe, but I still wanted to share because I think a wool coat is something that it's just a must-have for a winter capsule wardrobe. Like, if you're going to put money somewhere in a winter capsule wardrobe, I always think knitwear and outerwear, because knitwear, it's just going to be a really big part of how comfortable you are throughout the season, and having high quality knitwear always just looks so much better. It lasts longer. And outerwear, because as I mentioned, it's so often a very big part of your entire outfit. And also because you tend to get the cost per wear down. But I do have a little bit of a wish list, so I just need to actually pull the trigger, and maybe I'll do a separate video where I just share everything and we can try it on together and see what is the best or not. Let me know. The final outerwear piece is so over the top. I love it so much. I share this in my Arquette haul. It is this Faux Fur Jacket. It is, as you can see, very long. So I do have one that I had in my capsule wardrobe last winter. And if I didn't find this one, I probably would have put that in as well. It is from Mango. I've seen that they do a similar one. It's it's essentially the same, but I think the buttons are a little bit different, something like that. It's also a very good option, but I wanted a couple of pieces that were a little bit longer. And obviously faux fur is not going to be as warm as real fur, but I have been so surprised. I have surprised myself so many times when I put on a faux fur jacket and just thought this is incredibly warm, because it's still such a thick layer of material, so it really helps keep you warm. And I said this in the whole video as well, I really like the detail on the back here with some extra, just this little, it's obviously fabric, but it's made to look like leather, and I just think the details on this really elevate it. Sometimes these jackets can look very sort of bear-like, and they just get very overwhelming with a lot of like this faux fur material where you just look like a walking teddy bear. And I just love having these details that just make it look a little bit more elevated. I think it feels a little bit more fashion, if I can say that. Feels a bit pretentious, but hopefully you get what I mean. So I think we're through, but I also wanted to mention the set that I have on right now. This is a loungewear set that I bought from COS quite recently. I do have a haul that is going to be going up soon-ish, and this is just beautiful. Obviously you can wear these on their own. You have this little high neck top here in a cable knit, and then you have the matching trousers. These are so comfortable, and I've noticed as I do my capsule wardrobes that I like to just also make sure I have at least one set of high quality loungewear, because I just feel so much better when I spend time at home. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the accessories that I do have, because I tend to pick and choose from my wardrobe. I don't pack away and just keep a very limited amount of accessories for my capsule wardrobe, but I wanted to kind of show some of the pieces that I really focus on, because I think it's worth it. If you are putting together a capsule wardrobe, if you're kind of new to it, you want to also keep in mind that the accessories truly can make the outfit. So let's just do one very obvious seasonal one, and that is a scarf. Again, I think you really only need one. I don't think you necessarily need more. It's obviously fun to play around with, but one really nice scarf is enough to kind of lift your outfits, and you can wear the same one. I think you can wear the same one all throughout winter, really, so you can get that cost per wear down quite quickly. I really like my Jacquemus one. I bought this for Black Friday last year and I have worn it a lot. I like it because it's super oversized, very long and wide and very warm. Another option that is recent into my wardrobe is this scarf from Arket, which is green. I love the print on it. I think scarves are an excellent place to add print into a capsule wardrobe as well. If you need a scarf for warmth, don't go for the very small skinny ones that are just great for like early autumn. Go for a really big one. It's a statement and it's warm and you're not going to regret it. Another accessory that I always add to my capsule wardrobe is a belt, and this is a new one that I have added. I do also have a black one. This is, I want to say super old at this point. I think it's 5 years old maybe, my Valentino V logo belt. You can wear this with so many different things. Dresses, jeans, trousers. Even one of my favorite things, especially for winter, is to put a belt over outerwear. I think it looks so good and you get extra wear out of that belt. But I also added this dark brown belt, and what I have done for this capsule wardrobe that I really wanted to talk about, because I have my black belt, I do tend to always add a set of black accessories, but I've become really obsessed with dark brown over the last few months, and I have a couple dark brown bags, a couple dark brown shoes, and I noticed that a belt is something that is just giving me a lot more versatility to my outfits, and it's just a lot more fun to actually accessorize. So I highly recommend that you get a set, if that makes sense. So just decide on 1 or 2 colors for your accessories and get like a pair of shoes, a belt and a bag. I think that is, it may sound excessive, but I definitely think that is the bare minimum for actually having fun with accessorizing your outfits in a capsule wardrobe. And they can carry over from one capsule wardrobe to another. You can wear the same belt for a season easily. So I have those 2 belts, and then I have dark brown handbags. My Coach Brooklyn is definitely staying with me throughout winter. I love this bag so much. And then I have my COS, I think this is the bowling bag. So happy I bought this. It's in suede and just a really great size if I want to carry a ton to work or something. And then just the same for shoes. For winter, I tend to go with boots mostly because of the weather. It's just not super practical to wear a ton of other types of shoes. A pair of heeled boots. These are from Vivaya. I have shown these in a couple of videos already. I love them so much because they are super, super comfortable, even though they have a little bit of a heel. But I also like to have a flat shoe, and then I also have some knee-high versions, essentially, of these types of shoes, just to have options. And then I also have a pair of white sneakers, my Vehas. These stay in pretty much every single capsule wardrobe, so when it's not super snowy or very wet, I do tend to wear these when I can. Let me know if you would like me to go a little bit more in depth when it comes to accessories, either for seasonal capsule wardrobes or just in general. But just personally for me, I tend to just pick and choose a little bit. I switch over my wardrobe and then I keep using my accessories as much as I can all throughout the year. For me, this is much more about making sure I have my bases covered, so I have the essentials. So that is my winter capsule wardrobe. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I would love to hear what you think. And as you can see, there is still room for improvement. I am still working on these. For me, my capsule wardrobe is something that typically is always a little bit of a work in progress, and I love adding to it and improving it. And I definitely feel like my seasonal capsule wardrobes have gotten better over the last few years as well, simply because I am open to letting it change a little bit throughout the season, and I'm not too rigid with rules or anything. But I would love to hear what you think, and if you want to see more capsule wardrobe content, I have more coming up in the future, so be sure to subscribe. But I also have an entire playlist with all of my seasonal capsule wardrobes if you would like to have a look at that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you very shortly in the next video. Bye!